variety of environmental issues are controlling this isolated area, which is home to an extraordinary and delicate ecosystem, endangering its very survival. With a focus on the severe effects of climate change, changes in biodiversity, and the alarming buildup of hazardous materials in the Arctic atmosphere, this documentary seeks to bring attention to these urgent problems.
Within the past 43 years, studies have shown the Arctic is warming 4 times faster than the rest of the world. This causes a number of issues, many irreversible and greatly endangering the fragile biodiversity the Arctic holds.
A major threat the Arctic faces due to the significant increase in global temperatures is the erosion of coastlines. The thawing of permafrost, underwater sediment that continuously remains frozen, and ground ice melting results in soil becoming unstable, leading to erosions. Furthermore, increased wave action brought on by ice loss extends the open water seasons, making the Arctic more susceptible to erosion. An increase in coastal erosions brings major threat to the habitat of animals and coastal communities.
The survival of communities in the Arctic is largely dependent on traditional food supplies, including walrus, seals, and whales. Variations in climate, sea ice, and even the tundra are affecting this wildlife's population. The polar bear population has been severely impacted by receding ice. As a result of the reduced sea ice, polar bears are compelled to spend more time on land, which limits their capacity to hunt food, which is essential to their survival.
Extremely dangerous changes to the Arctic food system might wipe out entire species. Dangerous algal blooms are moving further north as the sea ice cover disappears and the water temperature rises. It has been observed that paralytic toxins such as domoic acid and saxitoxin, which pose a concern to human health, are present in seals, walruses, and other Arctic species. As the Arctic Ocean takes in more carbon dioxide from the atmosphere, it is warming and growing more acidic. This has an impact on marine life, ranging from fish and marine animals to plankton at the base of the food chain. It may also cause changes in the distribution of species and the equilibrium of ecosystems.
Researchers have discovered that a group of virtually indestructible chemicals known as short-chain perfluoroalkyl carboxylic acids has been building up in the Arctic since the 1990s. These were formed as replacements to ozone-depleting substances under the Montreal Protocol. When released into the atmosphere, they react with other chemicals and eventually deposit on Earth's surface.
Over the past several decades, the Arctic has acted as a chemical sink for various pollutants such as DDT, PCBs, dioxins, and mercury. In a phenomenon scientists call the grasshopper effect, toxic pollutants released thousands of miles to the south evaporate in the warmer climate, then ride the winds until they reach the cold air of the Arctic, where they eventually fall to the earth. They are also accumulated in animals' fatty tissues through a process called bioaccumulation.
Toxins such as mercury, arsenic, and nickel are also present in Arctic soil due to decades of mining. These pollutants pose threats to wildlife and human communities in regions like Alaska, Canada, Greenland, and Russia. Arctic permafrost harbors dangerous reserves of mercury. Scientists have discovered that it may be 10 times greater than all the mercury humans have released into the atmosphere from coal burning and other pollution.
Chemicals have been settling into the Arctic permafrost since the Industrial Revolution, and these halogenated organic chemicals, or COCs, are released from thawing permafrost with climate change. Recent surveys discovered about 20,000 contaminated sites over the Arctic. These toxins act as a powerful neurotoxin affecting brain development in children. Even in adults, it can lead to vision problems, compromised immune system, and cardiovascular issues. Faces an urgent crisis due to climate change and the accumulation of hazardous materials. Rapid warming, coastal erosion, and disruptions in the food chain are threatening biodiversity and traditional ways of life. Thawing permafrost poses significant risk to wildlife and human health. This raises important questions about our actions and the sustainability of our current trajectory. It is crucial that we take immediate global action action to mitigate climate change, reduce population, and promote sustainable practices to safeguard the planet for future generations.